Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. Barely 48 hours to the August 1st, 2024 planned nationwide protests by some youths in Nigeria. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and former Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, even though he's a PDP member with one leg in All Progressive Congress, he has been most effective in defending the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration. And one of the things that he's doing is to ensure that the planned protest becomes a failure in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The Honorable Minister has been reaching out to the area councils, talking to the youths, indigenous youths of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, not to be part of the planned nationwide protest. In fact, the minister, from the reports, is mobilizing them massively against being part of the protest. And it is something that, from all indication, he's having some kind of success, people are saying, among the indigenous people, because groups after groups within the indigenous community in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, are dissociating themselves from the protest. But unfortunately for the minister, Abuja is not made up of only the indigenous people. There are also people who are not indigenous to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, who may decide to participate in the protest. And it's also not a given that because the minister had been visiting the area councils to sensitize the stakeholders on the perceived dangers of participating in the protest. Because he was telling them in Abuja and all the places he visited that the administration had been barely 1 year old. And even he himself, he had been a minister for less than a year. That is not enough for people to protest that Tinubu needed a time. That's what he was telling the area council stakeholders and the youths, the indigenous youths of the FCT. But the truth of the matter remains that while he's mobilizing them and telling them to be patient, that this government have not stayed long. They have just been barely a year or more. The truth of the matter remains that in that less than 2 years, because the administration is perhaps about a year and a half in power now. But in this a year and a half that Tinubu administration had been in power, a lot of damage had been done. A lot of damage had been done. And these damages that were done basically by two policies of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The policy of the removal of fuel subsidy and the flotation of the Naira. That is what has created this damage that even the New York Times and the Financial Times in their various editorials, these are foreign-based newspapers, emphasize that it has created economic crisis of generational proportion. So when Nigeria is in a situation of generational proportion economic crisis, it is not a question of the length of time the government had been in power. It is a question of time. It's a question of how are the people feeling. So whatever Nyesom Wike is trying to do to ensure that the FCT indigenes reject the planned protest, whatever he's doing, it has to be factored in by the feeling of the people. And telling them that it has not been long when the government come to power may not be enough. Is to solve their immediate need. So that's to tackle that explanation he is giving them, that the government is still new, that even himself had been a minister for less than a year. It's not about the length of time, it is about the policy and the programs of the government. And the two major policies that pauperize Nigerians today are the removal of fuel subsidy and the flotation of the naira. I think unless those two issues are addressed, no matter how Nyesom Wike mobilize them, if people are really intentional that they want to protest, they will protest. Because at the end of the day, what is dragging them out of their homes is their stomach, is their future, and not about what the administration of Nyesom Wike in the FCT or the administration of Tinubu at the federal level thinks about. So, but we watch, we are observers of things in Nigeria. Let us see how successful Nyesom Wike will be in mobilizing the Abuja youths to counter the protests being planned by some amorphous group that many of us, we don't know who they are. But at the end of the day, we know that protest is a fundamental human right. If Abuja indigenes don't want to protest because Nyesom Wike told them not to, that's their right to do so. If there are those who want to protest, they should have the right to protest. If the government will make the environment conducive for them, because at the end of the day, you can't come out to protest if the whole place is already tensed up by fear of violence. So a democracy brings responsibility both for the governed and those in government. That is where Nyesom Wike should come in terms of providing an enabling environment for protesters to protest. But when you have a Nyesom Wike who is against the protest, as he has openly made it clear, I don't know whether there will be a conducive environment even for those who want to protest in the FCT. But at the end of the day, the onus is on the indigenous people of FCT, whether the explanation by Nyesom Wike is enough to dissuade them from coming out to protest. And we are here watching, and we're going to talk about it depending on what happened. Because the way I see this protest, the way people are mobilizing against it by the government people, by people like Nyesom Wike, it may take a miracle for it to take place on August 1st, as those who are promoting it want it to be. That's my take on Nyesom Wike's intervention to prevent protests in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you, and please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.